First, I'm taking some Brussels sprouts, trimming the edges. I'm going to split them into half using my sharp knife, and I'm going to slice them into thin slices. And I'm taking my chicken out here. I'm gonna skin the chicken. And using my knife, I'm going to make big chunks. And then move them vertically or horizontally, whatever the side. And then slicing them so I get nice thick cubes. Now I'm gonna set it aside and finish up the rest of the chicken. This chicken is going to go into my curry. I've also got some cauliflower ready. Now I'm going to move on to making the flatbread, for which I need roughly 3 to 4 cups of whole wheat flour, which for this I'm using my magic mix large
with the mixing attachment on.
Yeah, with the mixing attachment on. This is my daughter giving me tips. So I'm going to add about 4 cups roughly. This is a large bowl, by the way, and I've got to add a sprinkle of salt. I'm using sea salt.
Once again, my daughter.
And I'm going to blend it, blitz it, and slowly add some water to it.
As I'm doing here.
Oh yes, as I'm doing here. And I'm going to blend it till I get this doughy consistency. It's quite great, this mixer. It takes just minutes to make dough. We spent about roughly 20 minutes kneading the dough if I'm doing that by hand. Okay, I added too much water, I think. So
would use flour to balance it out afterwards.
Yeah, that's what. I'm gonna stop my blitzer. Okay, so I'm gonna stop my mixer there, and I'm gonna check on it. Yeah, I added too much water. Now I'm going to take my Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts that I cut up earlier.
Yes, the Brussels sprouts I cut up earlier. I'm going
just put them into the food processor.
Yeah, I'm going to add them to the food processor, and then I'm going to give it a blitz again, and just to bring them together, blend them in.
See if that makes any more better to the consistency of the dough.
This is my secret way of getting my children to eat Brussels sprout, basically, because they hate Brussels sprout, don't you?
Yeah.
Yep, I'm going to give them another blitz. I don't know if blitz is actually a word.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Pulse it or
Yeah, pulse it. But it's not pulse. It's a full auto mode. Okay, see, you can see that it's coming off the bowl. It's not sticking to the sides anymore.
Like slime.
Yeah, like slime. Yeah. So this is the right time to maybe leave it there for a couple of minutes, and then I think it's coming together. So this is a good indication that the dough is ready. So mine is still a bit sticky, not the right consistency I was aiming for, but I'm going to get it out into a bowl.
A large bowl preferably.
Yeah, a large bowl so you can get your hands in and give it a nice thorough mix.
Even your food processor, did you go?
Hmm?
You took the food processor instead of you taking the bowl.
Yeah.
If you haven't added
So
too much water, shouldn't be sticking to your fingers.
I emptied the contents into a large bowl, and then now I'm going to sprinkle some flour before I touch them because it's way too sticky. I think I added too much water because I couldn't see, basically. I should have checked before I added, but anyway, you can balance it out with some flour. So I'm sprinkling some flour as I go, and then if I feel if I feel them sticking to my fingers, I'll add more flour, and then I'm kind of bringing them in, kneading as I go, trying to blend the flour with the sticky mixture. Now it's coming together, it's not sticking anymore. Now it's the right time to add some oil, and I'm going to set it aside to rest the dough.
To prevent the top layer.
Yeah, the oil is basically just to prevent
keep it more fresh.
Yeah, to keep the top layer from drying out. It dries out really quickly. You can basically cover it, but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to use it straight away. So I'm going to just rub them with a little bit of oil. It's totally up to you. You can omit this step if you want. Curry. If you're using
I'm
adding roughly like 4 to 5 tablespoons
of oil.
Or is it a teaspoon? I think it is a teaspoon. Yeah, it's a teaspoon. And then I'm going to add some whole spices. In this case, I'm using
cinnamon.
Yes, cinnamon, cardamom,
cloves, I think.
Yeah, where is it? It's coming.
We got a bit. Yeah, there they are.
That's the cinnamon going in. And that's how you take the cinnamons. You don't need the whole lot basically. Just peel some barks off and add it. And I've got some cardamom, some whatever cloves. There are cloves and some other stuff that I got from the Indian shop. These all spices give your curry nice Indian flavor. And I'm adding 1 roughly chopped onions to the pan. Gonna stir it. And I got the chicken ready. Just give it a stir and leave it till they're brown. Not brown, but golden brown. Yeah. I'm peeling some garlic, which I'm going to make a paste in my
Peslamoto.
Yeah, I can't pronounce that. So I've got some garlic in there, so I just added a whole like 3 or 4 garlic cloves. I'm just going to show you how I did it. Basically peel a clove off and put it in there, give it some bash, and then you can take the skin off. Literally the skin comes off easily. See?
You can also use some magic mix as well though.
You can, but it's just a small amount, so I like the texture when you
hand grind it.
Yeah, exactly. It gives you like nice flavor as well. Yeah, blending does it too, but not as traditional as the pestle and mortar.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to check on my chicken curry now. I was looking for some salt actually. Yeah, some sea salt. I always use my coarse sea salt. It's good to bring the mixture in. It stops the garlic and ginger from flying everywhere. I'm going to vigorously pound them to a paste and add it to the pot of the whole spices and onions. And I've also added some tomatoes now, roughly chopped tomatoes. I think I've added the whole 2 tomatoes. Now I'm adding my ginger and garlic paste. It smells nice.
The lovely aroma.
Yeah. Now I'm going to give it a stir and set it aside. No, I'm not going to set it aside. Yes, I'm going to give it a stir and add something. Yeah. Bless you. I'm going to add a handful of mint and coriander. I've already pre-washed them earlier. I'll get them bulk, pre-wash them, leave them in the fridge and store some in the freezer. It's quite actually cheap when you get them in bulk from the market. I think you get 2 for £1. I get 1 bunch of coriander and 1 bunch of mint.
If you say the currency, they'll know that you live in the UK.
Alright. Now I'm going to add some other spices to it. Now I'm going to add the spices in powder form now. So here comes the turmeric. Quarter teaspoon, maybe a teeny bit more of turmeric. It's up to you. If you like the smell and taste, you can add it, but don't go too like full spoons, because it might overpower. So I'm adding some chili. It's optional as well, up to your liking. I added 3 spoons or teaspoons because my children absolutely hate hot food.
No, we don't.
Except my first one. She can handle a bit of it. I'm going to give it a stir, and you can smell the nice aroma coming out when you roast your spices. And I'm going to add the chicken in.
Oh, you're so kind.
At this point you can add some yogurt as well, but I'm not going to bother. And I'm going to bring them all in, get all the spices everywhere. I'm just basically massaging it with the spoon. I'm going to stir them. Work on my it's kind of sealing the chicken as well. When you do stir it, I've dusted the chopping board, chicken, make it nice and juicy for you. Seals the juices. Mine was pretty sticky today, so I'm going to just mix it and leave it in there for a while before adding the water. And there it is sitting, just trying to heat it a bit, bring it to dust it. And then I'm going to roll it. You can see the Brussels sprout from underneath. You can see it. I'm just going to massage it with my hand a bit to get the excess dough out before I put it in the pan. Here I am adding some water to my chicken curry. I think it's sealed enough now. So I'm adding maybe a couple of cups of water. It's up to you basically. If you want your curry to be nice and runny, if you like the juices, you add a bit more of water, but I like mine pretty thick, so I stopped with 2 cups of water. Now I'm oiling my tawa basically. This is where you make pizza
stir, isn't it?
Yeah, you can use your pizza stone or whatever.
What's the good?
I'm
getting those kind of pizza stir.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip it on the other side. And I'm going to show you how to make that again. So you pinch a bowl out, roughly the size of a big lemon, and then sprinkle some flour on it, plain flour in this case. And then I'm going to take my rolling pin and roll it out, gently roll it out. If you feel it sticking, feel free to add more flour. And then I'm going to turn it and roll it, turning and rolling method. So it should be ready now. So the size depends on your taste. If you like really thin slices, thin chopped flatbread, then you basically keep rolling it. I like mine quite thick, so it's alright. And I'm gonna flip it and show you. You can add some butter, oil, ghee, whatever you want. And if you're health conscious, you can add some olive oil. And this is how it should be. It goes on a plate. Now I'm going to add some cauliflower to my chicken curry.
But you don't have to if you don't like it.
No, my chicken is ready. I've plated up your flatbread with Brussels sprouts and chicken with cauliflower. Tastes nice. Enjoy. Thank you for watching.